Good afternoon, my dear kids. In today's class, in the chapter kinematics, we are going to discuss the numericals on the inclined projectile motion. So hope everything like yesterday's class, everyone is able to understand some basics of inclined projectile. It is once again the same two-dimensional motion where we applied along the inclined perpendicular. Today, what all yesterday's class we studied, no, it was just information. Now in the various numericals, we see that how we can apply the same equations of motion and we can read the end answer. And sir, what is the methodology to solve these problems? Equations of motion along the incline, perpendicular to incline. And roughly you must know how the trajectory will be. I think these are some troublesome things which should be there. So at least if you know how the trajectory, then you can make a decision how to apply equations of motion. Okay, let's start the class. A projectile is projected from the point A with a speed u at an angle theta, with horizontal. So look at this theta, measure with respect to horizontal. Alpha is the angle of inclination. This is the inclined plane. Find the maximum range of projectile on an inclined plane, projected up an inclined plane as shown. Is asking to get the expression for maximum range. Hope, can you remember we had a discussion of some maximum height or the range. Here, what is the maximum possible range and what conditions it depends. Maximum range of projectile on an inclined plane means the AB should be maximum. For what condition the AB will be maximum? It is projected with a speed u at an angle theta. Look at the theta. Theta is measured with respect to horizontal. What is the methodology to solve all such numericals? I think it's all about the resolving the velocities along the incline, parallel to incline, resolving the acceleration due to gravity along the incline, parallel to incline. Then we have to proceed up. Okay, let me go resolve the G. So it will be G sine alpha, G cos alpha. Then similarly, we'll resolve the velocity vector also. The velocity vector when we resolve, it will be U cos theta minus alpha. The other component perpendicular to incline will be U sine theta minus alpha. Yeah, we'll get more space now. Okay, fine. So till here, so what we have to do here now? Okay, what is the first? We'll go for time taken. So time taken by to move from A to B. So that will be the time of flight. At t equals 0, it was projected. After some time t, it will be available here. Then the displacement perpendicular to incline must be 0. I'm directly write some set of equations. Displacement perpendicular to incline must be 0. S perpendicular, U perpendicular, T minus G perpendicular, T square. G perpendicular is, so here along perpendicular to incline. This will be a perpendicular. This will be parallel. This will be perpendicular. Hope, I think this was the convention is what we applied. No, based on that, Now this should be 0. What is u perpendicular? U sine theta minus alpha. T we don't know. G will be g cos alpha by 2 t square. So t equal to keep it equation 1 like this. Now directly let's go to the range. What is the range? The range is equal to AB, that should be equal to u cos or u parallel t plus t minus g parallel t square by 2. This is g perpendicular. This is g parallel. So let's substitute here. So let me call range as R. So I think this will be very lengthy. Anyway, we'll write it. U cos of theta minus alpha 2u sine theta minus alpha by g cos alpha, g parallel g sine alpha by 2, 2u sine theta minus alpha by g cos alpha, I'm asking the range value, maximum range R, the R max has to be determined. Okay, no. So till here, I think. So let me do one thing. U square will come. U square by g cos square alpha. Let me take outside. Then this will become 2 sine yeah, okay. Yeah, Veena, agreed. 2 sine theta minus alpha cos of theta minus alpha cos alpha minus this will become 1 2 will be there, 2 sine alpha sine square theta minus alpha. I took g cos square, u square is available here, u square is available here, g and g square. So denominator 1 g is there. Then here cos square alpha is there. Here I have only cos alpha, so I'll divide and multiply this by cos alpha, so that I can take cos square alpha u square by g cos square alpha. I'll take common. Then I'll end up with 2u sine theta minus alpha cos theta minus alpha. Here one cos alpha will be there. Then this will be 2 sine alpha sine square theta minus alpha. Yeah, so some equation we have. This will rewrite u square by g cos square alpha. Sine A, 2 sine A is cos B formula. So this will be sine of two theta minus alpha. So this will be 2 sine alpha sine square theta 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. 1 minus cos let's go for further expansion. U square two of this one theta minus alpha by cos alpha This will be sine alpha will be there, plus 2 will get cancelled out. So sine alpha cos of 2 theta minus alpha. You see some, let me rearrange. So same step, I'll rearrange terms. Let me just highlight. Anything you see that sine A cos B, cos A sine B. I think that this we will write it in
Sin A plus.
Oh yeah, yes. So I think I can simplify this whole part with one simple formula. R is equal to sine A cos B, cos A sine B, sine of plus alpha minus sine alpha. Two theta minus 2 alpha. So 2 theta minus alpha minus of sine alpha. So this equation will become u square g cos square alpha minus 2 alpha plus alpha will be minus alpha. Okay, I ended up this one. Now, what are the conditions? Now we have to search for condition for to be maxima. See, alpha is a fixed, no? Alpha is a fixed here. Alpha is a fixed value. Somewhere you write it clearly. So we are not going to disturb alpha. To have maximum range is theta is what I'm going to vary. Alpha is a fixed value. It's better say constant. We are not going to, it's a constant. So what is here? To have maximum range, what we are going to do is
then
like
for maximum range, it should depend on alpha, no sir? Because 2 theta minus alpha is 0.
Let you listen for me, no? Let me talk something. Huh? Okay, no, the alpha is a fixed here. Can you change the inclination of a ill? Can you go change in your home steps are there? Can you change inclination of steps? Not possible, no? This is something stupidity of saying alpha varying. Okay.
I didn't say alpha is varying, sir.
I am that's why I'm telling listen to me first.
But inclination of steps and inclination of hills may not be same, no, sir. That time theta will change.
That's what I'm saying. No, alpha is a constant, theta variable.
Yes, sir.
Listen for teacher first. No, you can see happily. You can at the end of the topic, you can really comment nothing wrong. But in between, don't come and confuse others also. Are you getting? No? It's not individual class. It's a group class. So any idea is there at the end, you can clarify it. What is there? No, alpha must be constant. So something alpha varying, I think it's some sort of stupidity here. Nothing is there. So only theta is by varying theta, I can adjust for maximum range. Then alpha is a constant. Alpha is a constant, and the speed with which projecting this also u, this is a fixed value. So what everything is only the theta is variable. Now this r will be maximum only when this quantity should be maximum. I just say that this r is dependent on it. I'll slide up. I'll okay. Just in the end I'll show complete picture. Let me go for the derivation part. So this will be r is equal to No. So definitely, I'll just highlight it. These two are what the dependent. As you vary theta for one specific angle of this theta, as the range will be maximum because alpha is a fixed value. Then the range will be maximum when this quantity is maximum. So the conditions is what we are going to bring. R will be maximum when sine 2 theta, sine of 2 theta minus alpha is equal to +1. For sine of 2 theta minus alpha equal to +1, so 2 theta minus alpha should be equal to pi by 2. So what is the required angle? Theta equal to alpha by 2 plus pi by 4. If the angle of projection is this much, then the range is going to be maximum. Okay, let me substitute the value. R max is equal to, I don't have place. In the end, I'll conclude here. R max is equal to, this will be u square g cos square alpha 1 minus sine alpha. 1 minus alpha sine alpha, can we write anything? Or cos square alpha, can I write it as 1 minus sine square alpha? One minus sin alpha, 1 minus cos alpha, I can write it as
Alpha.
1 minus cos alpha plus 1 plus cos alpha.
Sir, 1 minus sine square alpha.
Yeah, okay, this one. Sine square alpha. This will become u square by g. Okay, this is the maximum range. Maximum range on an inclined plane. I think I can show complete. Okay, anything you can clarify now? Write it down. We'll take the next one. Completed. I'll go for next one. Okay, ma. Yeah. Still writing.
Sir, I didn't understood it, sir. Could you explain once again?
What is this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody is saying something.
Sir, I did not understood, sir. Could you explain me once again?
Nothing is that. See, you have to put effort. For one student, again, we cannot teach everything. Recording will be there. Make it observation.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. We can't just one problem we cannot repeat 2 or 3 times. Not possible. Please do understand. We have a recording itself, so you make observation again. It's better, no? Just only mathematics, trigonometry. Nothing is there. You have to follow that steps one by one. So I have only physics part, only these things. The expression for range. So here, the expression for time of flight, then expression for range we are writing. Then this value of t is what I put it. Okay, for your convenient, I'll write it. Equation 2, put 1 in 2. From there is what we have brought the next set of equations. No problem. Afterwards, after class, you can put effort, make a observation of the video and start thinking, take notes, how this step has come. From there, you have to analyze it. Now, similarly, can we go for the maximum range down the incline? Let me set the diagram. Here I'm going to project a it's going to describe a path and the ball is projected with a speed u. This is that angle, theta with horizontal, and this is the angle of inclination alpha. So it'll come and strike the ground with a speed b. From A I projected, it'll come and strike at B. Time of flight, let it be t. Now look at that theta with respect to horizontal, because previous problem also the angle of projection we defined with respect to horizontal, now also the same thing. At t equals 0, it was projected from point A. After some time, till go and strike the inclined plane at point B. We have to calculate that maximum range. I'll take the same explanation. Yeah, fine. Agreed, yeah. What we have to do again we have to resolve u perpendicular to incline, parallel to incline. So first we'll resolve G parallel, G perpendicular. Then similarly the velocity vector. I think, yeah, let me. So I have to resolve even the velocity vector. The velocity vector will be u perpendicular, u parallel. So what are U parallel, U perpendicular? First we'll define them. U parallel will be U cos theta plus alpha, because this angle, this is theta, this is, sorry, this is alpha, this alpha. This angle is theta, no, here. So what is the angle? Angle made by the velocity vector with inclined plane, theta plus alpha. Hope you are able to understand here, no? This is the inclined plane, no? So what is the angle made by the velocity vector with inclined plane? Means theta plus alpha here. Small basic mass is what you have to take help of. This is from point A. No, resolving this, all this one. U parallel will be U G parallel will be G perpendicular will be G cos alpha. Check once, Preksha, check once. What do you mean by sign there? Okay, now the displacement perpendicular to incline. Similar way we have to proceed here. The displacement perpendicular to incline should be U perpendicular T minus. So this is equal to T equal to substituting this 2U perpendicular, this will be 2U sine theta plus alpha. G perpendicular will be G cos alpha. Then the range AB, there's the equation 1. Then the range AB, they should become equal to U parallel T plus G parallel T square by 2. Only the sign little bit change here. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. If you make some good observation of mass, you need not to solve. So time of flight will be again, we have to write very big lengthy equation and make difference compared with the previous one, little bit easier. U parallel will be U cos theta plus alpha 2U sine theta plus alpha by G cos alpha. G parallel will be G sine alpha there won't be much difference, you see that one, only the little bit signs will change. Again, taking G cos square alpha common, U square, G cos square alpha if you take common. So here this will become 2 sine theta plus alpha cos theta plus alpha cos alpha plus 2 sine theta plus alpha plus sine alpha. The same, once again, I'm repeating the same thing, only little bit of symbols changing. Most of you are able to analyze it. Okay, very good. Let me say shift this here. You can't write. Sine theta plus alpha plus this is sine alpha. sine square, sorry. Yeah, Vishal. Okay, agreed. Vishal, Preksha, Surohita. So 1 minus this you can write as cos 2 alpha. So this will become sine of so sine square 2 will be there, no? Sine square, this will become 1 minus please at least this attempt you try to think the same thing, only a little bit sign change it. One sign symbol is what we are changing it. Those are not understood, plus at least put effort now to get cancelled. So here we'll end up with sine alpha. I'll write it here, minus of cos of 2 theta plus alpha sine alpha minus sine alpha. Sine A cos B, cos A sine B. Then this is plus. So this will become sine of 2 theta plus sine alpha. Okay, this will become 2 theta alpha. No, for the range to be maximum, alpha is a constant, only theta should be varied.
Sir, 3 alpha should come. 2 theta plus 3 alpha.
Cos A minus cos B, no, sorry, minus negative sign will be there. Negative cos A minus cos B, no, it is, yeah. Now check it. Sin A cos B minus cos A sin B, sine of A minus B formula it should be. Okay, now for the range to be maximum, I think this function should be maximum. This should be equal to 1 because remaining all are constant. The U, G, all that one. If this is equal to 1, the range will be maximum. So condition for maximum range. Again, we don't have a space. For R to be maximum, so therefore for this to be 2 theta plus alpha should be equal to pi by 2. So theta should be equal to pi by 4 minus alpha by 2. This value will substitute, then we'll solve it. We'll end up with 1 plus 1 minus sine alpha. Now I'm directly writing, solve it later on. The same mathematics, those who could not understand previously, at least see that one. This value of theta, substituting and solving, no? Again, this, so we'll end up with a similar formula. So 1 minus sine alpha, that was 1 plus sine alpha. Anyway, maybe this useful, very useful condition. Write it down fast. I will scroll down.
Yes, sir.
Theta, let me write 30 degrees. I'll increase the size. Yeah, no. Theta given 30 degrees. Okay, now solve this. First read the question. Determine the horizontal velocity V naught with which a stone must be projected horizontally from a point P so that it made the inclined plane perpendicularly. The inclination of plane with horizontal is theta and the point P that height h above the foot of incline. It's asking this with what speed you should project so that it will strike this normally on the inclined plane. And now slowly you look at the previous problem, the point of projection and the point of striking, they were on same inclined plane. Now gradually come out of that. You may not be projecting from on inclined plane. You may be projecting from somewhere so that it will go and strike the inclined plane. Or you may strike from inclined plane, it will go and strike somewhere on the ground. Get ready for all these things. You can put inclined plane in any way. It doesn't matter. You try meanwhile, I'll set the diagram. Now I'm going to project it here from horizontally. So there you're projecting left, here projecting left. It should strike the inclined plane normally, that's one. How the trajectory of this. It will strike here normally. That was the condition given for us. From point P I projected at point A, it will strike normally. This is the theta. Okay, what should be the horizontal speed of projection? Let me proceed this one. There's one important. Yeah, fine. Where do it will strike? It will strike at point A. There's a point of striking. From point P is projected at point A it will strike, and let me take this is B. Okay, this is going to help us a lot. This one. Now how to solve this. It strikes normally. I think that is enough to solve this problem. So I'm going to resolve that initial velocity along the incline, parallel to incline. Let me resolve even the acceleration due to gravity also. So the acceleration due to gravity here will be g sine theta, g cos theta. What about the velocity? Velocity will be v naught. Okay, this is theta. This is 90. So this should be theta. This should be theta. So therefore, this will be component of velocity. Try to make observation of your teacher, what is doing first in most of the inclined projectile problems. Resolve velocity along incline, perpendicular to incline. Then try to analyze little bit easy for you. You can manage to some extent. Sine theta. Then, so look at this ball. It is going to move in a parabolic path. So is this a parabola? Yes, it's a parabolic path. Then it will move like this. It'll strike here now. So when it is striking, it strikes normally. So tell me, like, what type of motion the ball will describe? The stone will describe along the incline. Initially, t equals 0. It was projected at t equals 0. After some time, it'll come and strike here, no? So therefore, what type of motion along the incline? V naught cos theta up the incline, g sin theta down the incline. So definitely it's a retarding motion. In fact, it's a retarding motion. And it strikes normally at this particular point. I think these are something very, very important. Vishal, I don't have answer. I have to solve it and I have to conclude because I just made theta 30 degrees, no? Okay, now along the incline, let me write the equation. So along the incline. First of all, what is the incline? This is the incline. Or if you are parallel to incline, perpendicular to along parallel direction. Now, what is the equation we can write? 0 is equal to V naught cos theta minus G sin theta into T. So what is T equal to? V naught cos theta by G sin theta. V naught we don't know, cos theta root 3 by 2. This will be G by 2. So root 3 V naught by G. Fine. So there's a one equation. Keep in mind. Okay. Then afterwards, like what is the displacement perpendicular to incline? It should be PB along perpendicular. This should be equal to PB equal to V naught sin theta plus T plus G cos theta T square by 2. V naught sin theta is acting along PB. Look at G cos theta, it will act along the direction PB, perpendicular to incline, no? These are. So what type of motion? Perpendicular to incline. It will be accelerating motion. Parallel to incline, retarding motion. Say, what are these equations of motion along parallel to incline, perpendicular to incline? There's a very random way of analyzing these such problems. Almost, I think 99% of numericals will be along the incline, parallel to incline, along the incline, parallel to incline, applying equations of motion. Only thing is the student must have a rough idea how the path will be, how the path who will decide the velocity and acceleration. So like here it's a V naught and G. What do you expect? The path should be somewhere like this. Or else you should have a general idea that when if you throw a stone, how do it move? But we don't know PB, unnecessary, we brought it. Okay, let me take help of this triangle, sin cos theta. Cos theta equal to PB by H. So PB equal to H cos theta. Triangle from triangle OPB. So PB equal to H cos theta. Substituting this here. So substituting that, H cos theta equal to V naught sin theta. T is how much? Okay, I'll do one thing. Yeah. Next, we'll substitute all the values and we'll see. H is, this will be theta root 3 by 2. V naught by 2. V naught by 2. T is root 3 V naught by G. G is 10, no? Plus 10 by 2. This will be root 3 by 2. T square root 3 V naught by G. I think I'll do one thing. Here 3 root 3 V naught square 110 10 40. Check once. Root 3 gets eliminated, 1 2 gets eliminated. H is equal to V naught square will be outside. This will be 1 by 10. Three, okay, 40. 2 we took, no, 20. Anybody value final? Root 5h. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Root 5h. Okay, this will be the root value. Or if you want to bring G, no, if you want, you can adjust. Okay, let me write. If I give some H equal to some value, you may end up with answer.
It's a 2 root h, sir.
The final answer, tell me, like I'll write it.
Correct one is
Root 5h only, sir.
Root 5h only. H value, some H equal 10, if you put it, no, 50 will come. So I'll give the H value also. 10 meter. Okay, let this be the answer. So again, the all things revolves around these things. Analyzing motion along the incline, perpendicular to incline. I think when it strikes normally, this idea is very important. When it strikes normally, the component of velocity along the incline must be 0. It is going to help us a lot in most of the numericals. It strikes normally means the problem is very easy. I'm making things safe. If it strikes normally means you can first find out the time of flight with that condition. Please do remember, this is very important in inclined projectile. Rather than numericals, I suggest you just throw it with a certain speed and try to analyze, write equations along the incline parallel to incline, just make a condition. Little bit, I think you'll get a confidence, then come back to numericals and start analyzing. Slowly you'll develop a methodology. Oh, this is what happens in inclined projectile. Or after that, everything you can manage very comfortably. Somewhere mathematics you have to take help of the there's a known thing. We assumed it, no? What is a known thing? H is a known thing. So how to eliminate PB with H? Again, you have to search some mathematics. Sorry, instead of this, if I throw at an angle S, it will come and strike. It may not strike normally. Then you may put condition for it to strike normally. So either way, no. So I think a student slowly now you develop a method here The problem is not at all. Again, there are so many ways I can ask you. I'll throw you at an angle, say certain angle. Then the ball will come and collide the inclined plane. It may need not to collide normally. Can I solve the problem? Yes, you can solve. It's not that it should strike normally, no, it may strike like this. So can I solve the problem? With what speed it will strike the incline? Yes, you can solve it. But here, when it's striking now it is having V parallel, V perpendicular. You must draw all these things. These are very important. If you just write very neatly what all I have given, I don't think so. This sort of preparation will help you anywhere. I'm making things clear why some of my students will not get a rank in JEE Advanced. The reason for that is like they're just only watching things. They are not analyzing on their own. So just mere watching, I don't think so any benefit will be there. But sir, you said you are a very good teacher. Whoever teach, if you don't analyze it, how it is possible? These are not story, no, where you can just listen. Not root 5h, somebody is telling root 2h.
Yes, sir. Even I am getting root 2 as well.
Me too, sir.
2h.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll simplify. I think we all are using same mass. I do doubt.
It's 2 root h, sir.
Yeah.
Root
This
2
will be
actually.
10, 1 plus 3 by 2. Five by 2. Okay. There's a final
Yes, sir.
answer. Yeah. H given 20, so 2 root 10 meter per second. Okay, this is about answer. Yes. I think I'm also very good in maths. That's a bit. Yeah. And now you see that one. Yes, it can happen. No, like this. It's not that only this way. You may throw where it may not strike normally. Are you getting now solely you make a very generalized thinking. I want students to really your notes what happen along with the teacher's diagram. Some other student has to think, sir, I'll throw it from here. Okay, throw it. Then it will go strike. It will pass here horizontally. Can it happen, sir? Yes, it can happen. I may ask you all. These are the ways of testing student. No. I'll throw it such that at certain height, then it will pass here horizontally. The velocity at this point will be horizontal. It can happen. I will take this color here. So it is just simple. So many ways, no? I think there's nothing called, there's no limitation that you should ask here. No. I may bring a problem like this. So you must gather this what you have to analyze here. Okay, if I throw like this, can it go like this? Can it be this condition? Can it be this condition? Yes, if you analyze that, this one little bit some better portion. Very neatly, what all I have written on screen. If you write down notes, everything, then this last one, put in box, answer this, you color it, you will become good artist or accountant. These things you have to put it here. So I think there are several ways are there. Why don't you think and analyze? So many random things are there, no? Analyze it. Immediately open the teacher moment, the teacher completes the problem in that 1-2 minutes. No, a student must, okay, what happens if I do like this? What happens here? Yeah, like this. Very random. That's why the physics class means not like something. After class, what will happen? You should close eyes and for at least 10-15 minutes, you should relax. Oh God, that fellow, he was eating my head like anything. You should hold your head. Then only something is going on. Otherwise, you are listening happily means gone. Read the question. Anyway, it's a easy problem. I'll explain once again. Oh. Now we'll start it. The particle is projected from point P. So it's going to move in a parabolic path. So you do right. This is the parabola. Then it's going to move in a parabolic path. Then to solve this, we will apply the equations of motion along OB. Along OB. So this will become the final velocity strikes normally. So final velocity should be 0 along OB. Then initial velocity is u along OB. Applying V equal to Duplicity formula, 0 equal to u minus g sine 60 into t. Substituting and solving, we'll get the time of flight. Then perpendicular to OB will take it along this direction. It will strike here normally. Initial velocity was perpendicular to OB. Initial velocity was along OB. So initial velocity perpendicular to OB must be 0. So applying V equal to Duplicity formula, V equal to 0 plus G cos 60 degrees. Because this G cos 60 is along PO. Substituting that, we'll get the V. Then we have to calculate the distance PO and OQ. Applying S equal to UT plus of it square formula. PO equal to G cos 60 T square by 2. What is the initial velocity along PO will be 0. Solving will get PO. Then OQ. Then applying equations of motion along OQ. Initial velocity is U T G sine 60 T square by 2 minus of. Solving will get OQ distance. Triangle OPQ will make a right angle triangle. So PQ is being asked. Applying Pythagoras theorem, we'll get the answer. I think such numericals may appear very difficult. Something will little bit easier along the incline, parallel to incline. So there's a very generalized method is what we should follow here. Read the question carefully. A projectile is projected at an angle theta with respect to an inclined plane of angle of inclination theta of angle of inclination alpha. Sorry. Find the condition for which the projectile strike the inclined plane horizontally. I think previous class we discussed about it striking normally. Here I brought it horizontally. Which projectile strike the inclined plane horizontal. Horizontal means its trajectory will be parallel to the ground. So how the trajectory of this is going to be? Somewhere here, it should strike here. I just completed the trajectory so that it will be easy for you. It is striking the inclined plane such that its velocity vector is horizontal. He's asking that condition. Get into the problem solving. Yesterday we had some normally no similar method is what we should try here. Hurry up, hurry up. You have to speed up now because you know most of the ideas. Slowly you have to pick up the way you do problems now. Now you know we are at application part, no? Okay, I'll do one thing. Along the incline, so I'll resolve the G. G sine alpha. G cos alpha. Velocity vector U cos theta U sine theta. Then perpendicular to incline. Net displacement perpendicular to incline is equal to U sine theta time taken to move from A to B minus G sine alpha by 2 time taken to move from A to B. So what is the displacement perpendicular to incline? Should be 0 when it moves from A to B. Perpendicular to incline, we are discussing from A to B. Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. I don't have answer. I had to wait. I don't have answer. Huh? 0 is equal to, this will be U sine theta. Finally, this will be 2U sine theta by G sine alpha. This is from where we brought it, from inclined projectile. Now, similarly, let's have oblique projectile from inclined projectile. What is this? From inclined projectile motion. There's the one part. Now let's talk about oblique projectile. So if it is oblique projectile with respect to ground, what is the angle of projection? Theta plus alpha. Then after half of time of flight, it will be here. After half of time of flight, it has to be here, no, because there's highest point. So point B will become highest point for the oblique collision, for the oblique projectile. Abhiram, check answer. Pranay, okay, fine, it's correct. Huh? Yeah. So with respect to ground, the point B will be highest point of oblique projectile motion. I think that there's an idea here now. G cos alpha. Yeah, I'll make correction. I'll make correction. With respect to ground, the point B will be at highest point of oblique projectile motion. Okay, let's write time of flight, time taken to move from A to B. In that case, what we are going to write? U sine of theta plus alpha by G, half of the time of flight. Then I'll adjust 1, 2, both numerator and in denominator. So there's the equation 1. There's the equation 2. Let me equate 192. From 192 to U sine theta by G alpha, G sine alpha, sorry, G cos alpha. Okay, finally the answer will be 2 sine theta is equal to this is a condition. Write it down first. We will go for next one more problem. Few more problems I have. A particle whose position vector are equal phi t I cap plus 10t phi t square j cap is projected as shown. Find the time when it reaches the point B on an inclined plane. No other further information is available. What is that position vector? I think the point of projection is the x-axis, what we can define it. Huh? So you can have like this here. No. The particle whose position vector are equal phi t I cap plus 10t is projected as shown. Find the time when it reaches the point B on an incline. Is asking time taken to move from A to B. We are going to resolve G. There's no problem with acceleration due to gravity. The only thing is like we must know some what is the speed. Then again, what is the angle of projection? I think these things are needed. How do we can bring the position vector? Let's differentiate that. R bar equal to phi t I cap plus phi I cap plus 10 minus 10t j cap. As shown at t equals 0. So let me put t equal to 0. That will become initial velocity. Just to trouble you, instead of giving all things directly, indirectly, they're putting a t equals 0 from point A. Now we know phi I cap plus 10 j cap. So what is the initial speed of projection will be phi square plus 10 square, root of 125 or 25 into 5 root 5. Then what about the angle? We need that angle also. So it will make an angle theta. This will be 10 phi This will be theta. Tan inverse of 2. Theta minus alpha. Okay, this is what alpha, I'll call this is alpha. This everything is what? Theta. Theta, we got it. So theta minus alpha will be this one. So from there, we are going to get the time of flight. It's asking directly to get the time of flight. Displacement perpendicular to incline, I think perpendicular to inclined plane AB. We are going to discuss the motion. So that should be equal to S perpendicular, U perpendicular, T plus G perpendicular T square. This should be 0. So what is U perpendicular is what we should bring here. So the U perpendicular will be U sine theta minus alpha. U parallel will be U parallel not needed. Magnitude of U 5 root 5 sine of theta. Alpha is 45 degrees, pi by 4. This is U perpendicular. So there's no problem. The G perpendicular. G perpendicular is G cos 45 degrees. Or this will be 5 root 2. Substituting all this, we'll get the time taken to move from A to B. You have to work out. I'll go for next problem. Don't get scared. Instead of giving that initial velocity, they'll give position vector. You do calculation later on. We'll have one more problem.
Sir, 1 minute. Thank you, sir.
For first, let me read. A body is projected with a speed u along the line of greatest slope of an inclined plane of angle of inclination alpha. If the body collides elastically perpendicular to inclined plane, find the time after which the body passes through its point of projection. What is the point of projection? So what that body will do, it is projected here at an angle theta with respect to inclined plane. So it will go like this parabolic path. Here it will strike normally. Then it will rebound. Again, it will retrace path. What is the time is asking? I'm putting arrow. What does it mean? It will retrace path. Again, to pass through the point of projection. So at t equals 0, all this projection occurs. I have to resolve again velocities here, no? Okay, start working again. But what is overall or methodology? Or methodology is something along the incline, perpendicular to incline. That's the only best approach here.
Sir?
Hmm.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, theta is an angle with the horizontal, sir. Or
No, no, along the incline it is given, no diagram.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, no. Theta is what? Okay, I'll do one thing. Why I should give theta? Because only angle of inclination alpha is telling. So our final answer should not be there theta. Hope everyone able to get it. Some angle you can assume it. Let me call theta.
Sir, here the object collides, na sir. Again, it retraces its path, na sir. So that time also the velocity will be same, sir.
Nothing will happen. It will rebound. There's no loss of energy. It will retrace path with the same speed. At B, it will collide. No, after collision, what will be the velocity? It will become V, and it will be not perpendicular to incline.
Okay, sir.
I'll give a small diagram. What is it? How it is possible within 1 minute solving Surohita?
Sir,
How it is possible within 1 minute?
I took some time, sir.
Already solved or? Huh?
No, sir, I solved it now.
Okay. But definitely I cannot solve in 1 minute.
No, sir, I took time, sir.
Yeah, fine, fine. No, I'm telling I cannot solve within 1 minute this problem. At least please understand the diagram. Did what it is. It will strike back again. Our next question comes like this is the A, no? This is B. Is it TAB equal to TBA? What time it takes to move from A to B? Will it take same time to move from B to A? That's a primary question. Sir, here retarding motion, here exciting motion. How come you are showing again it will strike with the same speed you? So maybe I think should different, no? Because here the retardation. When it is descending, it will be like a accelerated motion. How come this U? Shall we write U dash or let it be U only? So I'm little bit I am in trouble. What shall I do here now? Definitely, I think these are very primary questions, no? Which we should have a clarity before going for a problem. So it will strike back with the same speed U. Okay, if that is the case, then what about the times? Will it take same time as TAB is in fact equal to TBA. Sir, are you sure? Are you sure? Yes, I'm very sure. But sir, we are not sure. So here, so you can do one thing. Just take one example. You throw a ball, it goes, collides, then it will retrace path. Then time taken from A to B, B to A will be same. Practically not possible. We are discussing ideal. Same thing for inclined plane also. Nothing doesn't matters.
Sir, but when it rebounds, it will have accelerated motion now, sir. So,
Let it be.
but it will have great, it will travel in less time now, sir. Than how,
Nothing. With what speed it was projected, you calculate at point A, it will have same speed. Suppose, I think if you know little bit conservation of mechanical energy, I think you can accept things very
Yes, sir.
easily. Half mu square equal to mgh plus half mv square. In the written path, half mv square equal to plus mgh equal to half mu square. If this height is AB, this is A, this is B. And then you apply conservation of mechanical energy. This is for AB. For BA, what you write? Some velocity we don't know, but you calculate that again, VA equal to U only. Agreed? No? So
Okay.
therefore, TAB equal to TBA. Now I'm telling this one. If they ask you to calculate speed, no, all no convention of mechanics, apply that. You get the answer. No need of all these equations. No, I have to check the answer. I have to check answer. I think this name Asnika. Asnika, check your answer. Okay, this is about the initial background. We had so many doubts like this. I think before going and solving, you know, we could have analyzed all these things rather than mere writing some equations. Okay, no, let's write along AB. Okay, let's get into the calculation part. At least now we'll start doing problem. Along AB. Along AB or along parallel direction. So that should be equal to 0. It will strike normally, no? No, this angle, I'll assume it theta. U cos theta minus G cos alpha. This, if you resolve, you're going to write it as U cos theta, U sin theta. So U cos theta minus G sin alpha TAB. So therefore, I'll write TAB equal to T. It will save a lot of time. So this will be U cos theta by G sin alpha. Then same thing, perpendicular to AB. Perpendicular to AB, displacement perpendicular to AB should be 0. U sin theta T minus G cos alpha T square by 2. This should be 0. Solving this, we'll get expression for T as 2U sin theta by G cos alpha. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Let me equate 1 and 2. 2u sin theta by g cos alpha is equal to u cos theta by g sin alpha. Finally, I'll end up with tan theta is equal to cot alpha by 2. This is equation 3. Okay, with the help of this, I will now proceed further. Tan theta. Theta is what assumed, no? I'll write it clearly. Theta is assumed. Alpha is given. So therefore, our answer should not. Oh. Our answer should not be in terms of assumed thing, no? It should be in terms of given thing, it should be there. Our answer. So therefore, theta I should replace where in the final this one. If I can replace theta, problem solved. How to replace theta? So I'll take help of this triangle. Let me draw this triangle here. This is theta. This is cot alpha. This is 2. So this will become 4 plus cot square alpha. Now I'm going to replace that time. T is equal to, this will be u by g sin alpha. So cos theta I can write it as 2 by root of 4 plus cot square alpha. So this is finally 2u by cot square alpha, cos square alpha by cos square alpha by sin square beta, we can write it. So this will cancel out. So final equation will be, I think I try to bring, shall I'll dump it here. Yeah. I need a lot of space, no? Okay, we'll start from here. Such a small screen, I have to write so many things. Can we further simplify? Okay, this will be T is equal to 2u. One sin alpha gets eliminated. So this equation will be g into final answer sine square cos square beta 3 plus I'm writing, I don't have place, so I can. So sir, how come 4 plus cos square theta? Here cos square theta, you can write it as cos square alpha by sin square alpha. Then 4 sin square alpha plus cos square alpha. In that, 1 sin square alpha plus cos square alpha will be there. So left over will be 1 plus 3 sin square alpha. Then what is the time? This is the time taken to move from A to B. What is the total time of flight? TABA. I think this should be equal to T plus T, or TAB plus TBA, which is equal to T plus T, which is 2T. So finally, it should be 4u some math-based problems will be there. So I think a lot of trigonometry is involved here. This will be our final answer. completed. We'll have one more problem. One more problem. We'll go for it. Huh? I think I can draw the diagram first. One small diagram is there. Then I'll finish off. Then we'll go for explanation part. This is the some inclined plane. X-axis. This will be the y-axis, and z-axis is something perpendicular to it. Just make observation. Very easily you can manage something. You need not get scared. This will make an angle theta. No, this is the inclined plane. Very large inclined plane. This is so here is what I'm going to project a particle from origin. So I'll write down the question. A particle is projected from point O or a large inclined plane making an angle theta equal to 37 degrees to the horizontal surface. Horizontal surface. With velocity u bar equal to 9 I cap 12 j cap meter per second. With xy plane, representing inclined plane. Okay, fine. So this is about the how the gravity will act vertically down. Theta equal 37 degrees, it's telling initial velocity. So I just want few questions like maximum, find maximum height, ascended along the inclined plane, and its velocity at maximum height and corresponding velocity. Carefully analyze. Don't do anything very big in front of your house. Ramp will be there, no? On that ramp, just throw there. what and how make that motion of that object, make observation. That's what we are trying to do here. What is z-axis? Z-axis will be perpendicular to inclined plane. So what can happen to it? It's going to just move. I think these things doesn't need. Yeah, Pranay, I have to wait. I don't have answer. You just go like this and come here, no? So where do it will again come and strike the x-axis? That also will calculate. So this is that maximum height along the incline. So this will be the range along the x-axis. So we'll take all these things. We'll calculate all possible things. Let's see. Now, first of all, the maximum height ascended. Which component of velocity should become 0? What about the how to where do it move? It will move only on that surface, on that yellow color inclined surface. I can't explain more than this. Please try to understand. So just nearby your home, ramp is there. No, when you throw the ball on the ramp, definitely it will move on the ramp only, on the surface of ramp. Will it go into the ramp? Not possible. Or different answers. Pranay one answer, Surohita one answer. Okay, I'll resolve first G. So G, if you resolve it, it will be G sin theta. Other will be perpendicular to incline. This may not be needed for us. G cos G sin theta will help us a lot. So then maximum height will be along y-axis. I'll write it. Along y-axis, what should the initial? Now look at the high cap, j cap. Which component of velocity? 12 j cap. That should be taken into picture. So 0 is equal to 12 minus g sin theta. Okay, I need first maximum height, no? 0 square minus 12 square equal to 2 minus g sin theta time t. Okay, this is maximum height. H max y, that H max is measured along the incline. 2 minus 2 into 10 sin theta, theta 37 degrees, 3/5. meter along the incline measured it is. From the ground, you can measure it. You have to take Pythagoras theorem, all that you have to work out. Okay, what about the, again, what about the range? For that, we need time, no? Time taken to move from O to B. How to calculate that? Then along y-axis only, I'll proceed further. Displacement perpendicular to y-axis, Sy should be equal to 12 t minus g sin theta by 2 whole square. This will be 0. 12 we don't know. G is 10. 3/5 to t square. T equal to 4 seconds. With this, we can calculate the range, or OB is equal to, it should be equal to how much? U. So this will be 9 into T. Any acceleration along x-axis? Anybody? What type of motion along x-axis? Uniform velocity, or will there be any acceleration? I'm waiting for some answer. Uniform, yeah, Pranay, correct, yeah. Uniform velocity motion. There won't be any acceleration along that direction. 9 into 4, 36 meter.
If you assume x-axis as a ground, then this can become an oblique projectile motion, no sir?
Whatever you want to do it. Just simple. It's like some on a ramp. I'm doing this problem. That's all. Nothing. Where that ramp should be there on the should lie on the horizontal plane only. No. The base of the ramp should be on the ground only. Okay, I think the inclined projectile, you may encounter numericals of these kind also. Just be alert. It's not that only of that one. Any of the different numericals you may encounter. I'll end up the class. Okay, kids, like we just had some normal discussion on some inclined projectile motion problems. So try to work out few more numericals which are there here and there in the books, so that you'll get some better practice here. Tomorrow we'll explore the oblique projectile motion problems. Still more, a good number of numericals, I'll bring it. Okay, thank you all of you.